And good afternoon, and welcome to another riveting episode of Speaking Life with Dr. Sabrina. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Jackson, and they call me the people expert, and they call me that because I help people with people, even if that person is themselves, because oftentimes we think it's somebody else with the problem, and it's really us standing in the need of some help. And so that's what I do, and I do it in a myriad of ways. I am a clinical therapist by trade with over 35 years of experience. Wow. 35 years postgraduate school. Look at this skin. Look at all this chocolate. I look good. For 35 years of working. And then I also am a life coach. I'm a business coach. And I am a speaker's coach. And specifically with speaking, if people want to begin to develop the business of speaking. So it's one thing to have the mechanics of speaking. But if you don't know the business of speaking, you'll be charging too little and don't know why. You may be charging too much and don't know why. So I talk about the 7 levels of the speaking industry. Assess what level you're at so that you understand why you're at that level. I talk about hindrances that keep you at that level and then give you the things that you need to move to the next level. So I do coaching in that area. I also am a TV and radio personality. You may see me every Monday on Fox 2. With Mental Health Mondays with Dr. Sabrina. And then I have been in 11 movies. Wow. And what's nice about the majority of those movies, I play myself. So I like that. That's kind of cool. And then I do have a nonprofit. My nonprofit is called Sabrina's Girls. And in Sabrina's Girls, I go to schools, high schools, and I tell the principal that the only criteria for people to be in my group is that they get in trouble for talking too much. That's it. That's the only criteria. And then I spend 10 weeks with them, teaching them how to use their gift of gab for good and not for bad. So I talk about all the different things you can do as a speaker, because you can do keynote speaking, you can do hosting, you can do panels, you can do moderating, you can do training, but anything that has to do with speaking, that's what I do. So that's a little bit about me. And then I do have some things coming up that I want to share with you. And so the first thing is that on this coming Wednesday, February the 7th, I have a training entitled Ready, Set, Done. It is a nonprofit startup training. You do everything in that one day that you need to do to form your 501c3. And so it's an all-day training. We're going to have great information. You're going to actually work and get your things submitted that day. And then lunch is included in the fee. So there are a few spots still available, but if you're interested, call me on the work number, 313-757-6111. We would love to see you and make sure that your vision, your dream becomes a reality. And then the next thing that I've been working on is I'm creating an anthology. An anthology is a book that has stories from various people. And my anthology is going to be entitled Dating Shenanigans. Because let me tell you something. Oh, I've been through some shenanigans when it comes to dating. Oh, my God. So we're going to have different volumes so you can tell your story in the different volumes. We're going to have the over 50 edition. We're going to have the millennial edition. We're going to have the dating with children edition. We're going to have the long distance edition. We're going to have the online edition. And then the last one is, I think, my favorite, the church edition. Because there's some shenanigans in the church. Oh, my God. So you can call that same number, 313-757-6111, to get information about how you can get your story and become a published author. If you've not been published before, becoming a part of the anthology makes you a published author. So I'm excited. We're going to have fun this year talking about our tricks, tools, and traumas when it comes to dating. And so I tell people this all the time. I am so fortunate. I'm so blessed that I know incredible people. I know people that are doing incredible things. I know people that have incredible stories, and today is no different. Today, I am going to spend some time with, I just refer to him as my little brother. He younger than me, so he got to be in the little brother area. But when I tell you he is making major moves in this community, he has for years. I am so impressed with him. I'm impressed with his level of commitment. I'm impressed with his just his resiliency to continue to do what he do the way that he does it, even amidst criticism, amidst people thinking that, nah, he ain't the one, don't be around him. He don't care. He's standing flat-footed, doing what he know God has given him to do. So Zeke, and y'all may not know his last name, but it's just Zeke today. Zeke from New Era is in the building. Hey, Zeke. I'm so good. So, the first thing I want to ask is, how's the baby and the wife?
Oh, the baby is well. She kicking and screaming as much as she possibly can. And the wife is doing everything, taking care of her. So, big shout out to the tribe at the crib, man.
I love it. Do you feel that having a baby has changed you?
Well, it's my second kid, so but this is my first girl.
Okay, so yeah, I think a girl does. It changes some things.
Yeah, it do. Just but I feel like with kids, you just gotta give them the game. That's just that's the most important thing as parents. We gotta be able to be truthful to our kids. Don't sugarcoat stuff and just give them the game. Just prepare them for the world, but we also have to work on the world that we're preparing them for.
Ooh, that's good. Prepare them for the world that we need to prepare the world for who we're preparing them for, because the world got a lot of issues. So, I'm going to jump right in because, I know that when people saw that I would be interviewing you, one of the things that someone said, which I thought was very flattering, it says wisdom meets strength. So then I said, well, who's wisdom? And who's the strength? Because I consider myself to be a little strong.
That's right.
I'm a little strong.
I consider myself to be a little.
And I think you wise. So I think we both can sit in those seats. Yeah. But I think I know what they meant. But I thought that was flattering. I thought that was nice. But then I think that I've talked to some other people, and they went, "You're going to interview him? I'm scared of him." Why are you scared of him? Well, it was scary when he came to the church with the gun. Did you have a gun?
No, we did not.
I didn't think you had a gun. Where did people get that you had a gun from?
I don't know. We carry guns, so maybe they thought that we was. I don't know.
But people said it was just scary because this person was at the service, and they said it was just so scary. Yeah. Well, they didn't do nothing. Yeah. I mean, you stood up and you said something.
Yeah. I mean, things that we've had to encounter in the past and things that we've had to do in the past always had great reason behind them. We never once you hear the story of us being violent or attacking somebody like that. So it's always about getting the message across and getting our point across and doing it in a way where people have an understanding that we mean business and that, we really serious about whatever it is that we, looking to, kind of bring to the forefront.
So, do you talk to them?
Who's them?
The people from the church. Has anybody walked up to you? Has anybody said that they agree or they don't, they disagree? I mean, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is like 8 years ago now at this point. So it was a very long time ago. It was a different attacking approach with the organization at that time. But we've grown so much and grown so far past that, at this time, we just, we don't really even, that was just something amongst a bunch of things that we did in the past that we had to make sure that we stand on.
I agree. And they're my people, so,
yeah.
I love them. And I still go over there from time to time, so.
It's all good.
It's all good. Answer me, what is a mud root concept?
So the mud roots just really came from us identifying ourselves. So like when we first started, a lot of people wanted to say, well, y'all activists, activism, y'all active. Everybody tried to put a label on us. So we had to go define these labels. So, people talk so much about being an activist and things of that nature. And I always feel like most activism, those acts happen after the fact something happened. So it's not a real proactive approach. It's like after something happened, then people want to get active. So it's like we really wasn't in the activism category. We've done some things that may be considered that, but that wasn't who we are to define ourselves. And then, you go into like the grassroots conversation. And you start to look at grassroots and then the effectiveness of grassroots and the success of grassroots throughout our time and throughout the years. And then grassroots, to us, it was just so surface level. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we doing bare minimum to try our best to figure things out. And it's just like, okay, we getting the resources, but we can only bring them here. We can't get them to where they really need to be. So we kind of formulated our own approach to things, and we came up with the mud roots concept, which is really going deeper. You know what I mean? Surface work has not done anything for our people or our communities, so you got to get dirty. You got to go into the mud. So, mud roots for us is the hoods and the ghettos of America. So we want to make sure that we are in these communities, not only here in Detroit, but all around the country, and just make sure that we apply effective programming and make sure that we put ourselves in a position, to really focus in on the true areas and the real concerns of our people. If we want to see real change in our communities, we got to go to where, things is really shaking. Where's rough at? You got to be able to talk the language. You got to be able to blend in. You got to be able to be relatable. All of these things you have to be if you want to affect change. So, we said that we wasn't activists, we wasn't grassroots. We define ourselves. That's one thing that we do great as an organization. We define who we are. We don't let nobody tell us who we are.
I love it.
We don't let nobody, put a tag or a name. We are who we are, and we really opening doors for ourselves and creating our own history.
Oh, I definitely agree with that. So have you thought about putting all of this in a book?
Yeah, I'm actually working on a couple books right now. So I'm in the process of working on the Black Print, which is just the guideline for a community organization, and then more of a kind of a more extensive book that kind of outline our whole journey into organizing and things of that nature. Okay,
that's good. And then if somebody called you, say somebody called you from Chicago, and they says, we really want to duplicate what you're doing, would you go and help them?
Well, that happened about 9 years ago. So, yeah, we actually started in Chicago back in 2015. We went for the first time in Chicago. It was on Fred Hampton Day, December 4th, and we went out there just to pay respects. They do something real big in front of the house that Fred Hampton was assassinated in. And we went out there with a busload of folks from Detroit. We in all black getting off the Greyhound.
I love it.
And, people from Chicago was like, who are these people? You know what I mean? What they, we spoke out in front. And then after that, it was just like, let's go to the block. So, we took all of these people we started with like 60, 70 people. And then before you knew, it was 100, 150. And we just, in some of the roughest neighborhoods in Chicago, and people were so impressed by how we was moving. They was like, well, how can we duplicate this? And we've been doing that since. So I work in black communities all over the country, and expanding globally too as well. So.
Oh, where you going globally, sir?
Africa. We looking in the UK this year, and Africa. We've already have done some work out in Nigeria. So. Looking to go to like Ghana and different places, and apply the system that we've been able to create here anywhere, because that's the goal. That's the whole purpose and point of what we do, to be able to apply a system, because one thing that we know for sure is that black communities, they have the same type of makeup in every community that you go to. I mean, I learned that firsthand. No matter what city I go to, the hoods are outlined the exact same, the same systematic ways. everything is the exact same. So for us, it's like, let's make an approach that can counter that.
Okay.
And it can work no matter where you put it.
So let me ask this question. So if you go to all these urban areas or the hood, and they're all set up the same, do you think they're set up the same by the community, or is it set up the same from outside forces of the community?
Well, we all know, well, some people don't, but, systematic racism is real. You know what I mean? We're not so far removed from being placed in certain areas. So
right.
That's just, the hoods and the ghettos were formed because we had nowhere to go. We didn't have the high-end luxury, opportunities that a lot of people had. So, when people migrated here to Detroit or migrated anywhere, we created our own space. And when we were doing right by our space, i.e., Black Wall Street, Black Bottom, and we can go on and on and on, they were destroyed, burned down on purpose and things of that nature. And a lot of these communities that was destroyed and burned down and all these are, they didn't invest or put, better quality things in these communities. They just end up turning into the ghettos of America, and the slums of America. So, we've been in these places for so long without the resources, without the opportunity. And that's one thing that we want to change. And not just from that perspective, but from a mindset as well. So if you live in these type of conditions for so long, naturally we just pass down some of the things that come with living in these areas. That's how you get a lot of the crime and violence, the nonsense, the riffraff, and all of those things.
Depression, anxiety. And then we don't even use the terminology about, because if you tell somebody in the hood that you depressed, they be, I ain't crazy. It don't mean you crazy.
Yeah.
It just means you need help. But then most times you don't want to get help because you feel that that's beneath you. It makes you seem like, and that's male or female. Just in the hood, we just not doing that. So I really love what you're doing. I love, 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 love the homeless program that you have, that you took over. You just bought out the hotel.
Yeah, that's big on us, man. I know when I first started, and just in working in the nonprofit sector and the organizational sector, the hardest thing to do is get people to donate funds to the work that need to be done. So I always had a problem. Like we have in this country, we'll have entertainers, rappers, ball players, all of these people, and they'll come around and they'll do, what they call give backs,
the turkey giveaway,
the turkey giveaway toys, and all of that. And to a certain level, that's okay. But the real work, like if you really want to put yourself in a position to help the community, you got to be able to help people that's on the ground working every single day. That's where more funds need to go to. And, we spend a lot of time like trying to figure out how to get funds for this, how to help these people and get funds for that. And, we bouncing around all these rich people and asking rich people for money. And it's just, my motto is just become one of the rich people. You feel me? It's just like, and we do it, we can boss up and show. So if we can go and buy out an entire hotel and put hundreds of people from on the street, up for a weekend, and then bring valuable resources, and we don't have as much as a lot of these rich folks do. That's just accountability. We gonna show the way. We gonna show how you spend some money on the block. We gonna show people the way, 110% on what you're supposed to do and how we supposed to utilize funds in our community to level up the culture.
I'm telling you, I was so thoroughly impressed because when we met and you shared that, I says, I'm coming. And I'm bringing some stuff.
Yeah.
And so we brought new coats. And it was, we had coats for adults and for kids. So I remember one of the ladies, when she got her coat and she put her coat on, she was like, wow, this is a brand new coat.
Yeah.
I have not had a brand new coat with the tag still on it, And so it just really warmed my heart. But just to see that, and when you talk about resources sometimes from the mindset of the person who is giving the resource is one thing, because that may not be the resource that person who needs the resource really needs. So for you to have someone there doing haircuts, for you to have someone there doing hairstyling and getting the people's hair done, and that's huge. That's a major, or even just take a shower. Because I've been sleeping in my car, so I haven't been able to take a shower.
Yeah.
But to have a room and to have food and to have stuff the kids can play, it was absolutely amazing. So I'm going on record. Anything you need from me, I'm there.
I appreciate that.
You know, I'm just there. I love it. And so I know my son and some other people, they were like, well, let us know what they... So we have to support more. Yeah. So what do you think about this when people say, as black people, we don't work together good?
You know, I feel like there's a bit of truth in that. You know what I mean? So sometimes we got to look ourselves in the mirror and say, you know, some truth to that. You know what I mean? And then not just take it as an offense when we say it. You know, we can talk like that because it's amongst our culture. But, you know, sometimes we got to look ourselves in the mirror and say, are we doing as much as we know that we can possibly do? Are we helping, you know, with people that's around us? Are we being a resource? Do we have if we get a blessing, are we being a blessing to others? So, you know, you just got to take those type of things and really ask yourself, are you doing the best that you possibly can, you know, with your people, to work with your people, to grow, you know, our communities and grow our culture.
So I know you say here that you have five levels of accountability. And so the first is self-accountability.
That's right.
What does that mean?
So with the 5 levels of accountability, it's just the premise on what we stand on. It's just like, if we're going to be able to move as a culture, we have to have these things intact. So the first one, of course, is self-accountability. You know, holding yourself accountable. You know, for saying that I need to be able to do something, you know, that is going to be bigger than myself. You know, we live in a time right now that so many people so selfish about, but it's about me, it's about mine, I'm going to get mine or whatever, and don't worry about other people. It's just like, you know, hold yourself accountable, you know, for doing something that's bigger than yourself, you know what I mean? And looking around in our conditions and saying that we got to do better. So that's the first level of accountability. The second level of accountability is household accountability or environmental accountability. So that's just after you hold yourself accountable for saying, okay, I'm going to be a better person. I'm going to have goals. I'm going to set goals. I'm going to do the necessary things that I need to do to level up. You got to have people around you with that mindset as well, right? So I know a bunch of people with great ideas, good energy, you know, that is proactive and just good radiant energy and want to do things, but you'll have a spouse maybe, or a friend maybe, or people in their household maybe, you know, who's not on that journey, who don't have that type of energy or mindset, and people will hold you back. It's your peer group and the people that you're around plays a huge impact on, you know, your growth and development as a person. So always you have to watch the people that's around you. They have to be on board. They gotta be on board with what you got going on, and it shouldn't be like a follow me, it should be like follow we. Like we need to be on this type of time. So second is making sure to get your people that's around you together. And I always tell people the greatest of our people is 1 and 2, right? So the greatest of our people hold themselves accountable, and they hold their household and the people around them accountable. And for most of us, that's where the buck stops. It's me and mines, we straight, my family good, we good. We got that me and mines complex, you know, in our communities. And then, you know, we'll go so far as, how many times have you heard somebody say, you might be, you know, in the car with your kids or something, you'll ride by another kid on the block and say, don't mess with Lil JoJo.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, he bad. I better not catch you around him.
Yes.
Don't mess with Lil JoJo. We good over here, but don't mess with him. And it's just like, that's the me and mine complex and mentality. So for us, the third level of accountability is community accountability. So it's not, there's no way that we'll be able to grow and prosper as individuals if we don't help to change the environment. And I don't care how good you raise your kids. I've worked with so many different parents and so many different people, but they was raised good. I gave them everything. They this, they that, but they still end up, the environment is going to win all the time. If we don't focus in on helping to change the environment, you're not truly doing the job as a parent to raise your kids. You got to be able to focus in on the environment. So that's why, you know, community is our third level of accountability. Just little stuff like, say, for instance, you know, the community that I live in, somebody move in across the street, and, you know, we got a standard on our block, and I take care of everybody on my block, you know, make sure the block good, everybody good, so my block is good. And if you have new people move in, okay, I'm watching them for a couple of months, you're not cutting your grass, you know, you got your house looking crazy and all that stuff, I'm going to go over to you, have a conversation. Hey, look, I got a lawnmower, I got some stuff, but around here, this is how we play it. You know what I mean? So that's people holding themselves responsible for their community. You go to these gas stations and liquor stores, you see trash all over the ground and stuff. Hey, look, this is my neighborhood. We don't, y'all make a lot of money over here. Make sure the place is cleaned up. Community accountability. So making sure that we hold ourselves accountable for our community, growing our community, and bettering our community. So that's number 3. 4 is, when we talk about the economic piece, so the financial aspect of growing our community. And I feel like most of us in this time, we skip, 2 and 3 for sure. And we want to just talk about the money. Like,
that's
we just think
all.
Black people in this time right now think that the end all be all is just get money, buy
bag.
property, buy this, have assets, yada yada. We could buy back the block, and it's just like we talking a lot of buying back the block. But if you don't change the mentality in the neighborhoods, what we doing? Where is there longevity in that level of growth? So for us, it's just putting ourselves in a position to say no. We have to be able to make sure that we building and support more Black businesses. The number one employer of Black people are Black businesses. You want employment. You want to be able to have opportunity. We have to be able to support ourselves and put ourselves in position. So that means opening Black businesses, supporting Black businesses, holding Black businesses accountable. How that looks. So, financial accountability, ownership, all of those things do fall in place. I'm not saying that we don't need to have those conversations, but I'm saying that it's a gumbo. We got to be able to have those things as well as this. And then for the 5th level of accountability, especially with my generation and younger, politics. We big on politics. It's like we have to have a level of community accountability when it comes to politics, and I'm talking in Black communities in particular. And anytime I talk, I'm talking what I know. I don't know about other people's communities, but I know about ours, and I know that we're not receiving the rightful resources that we should be getting. We're not rightly represented the way that we should be represented, and then we want to cry and complain about these things, right? So you want to be like, well, why this person ain't doing this or helping this? But did you vote? No. Well, why this person ain't doing this? Did you vote? Yes. Okay, well, why did you vote for this person? Oh, they had a nice ad. They had a good name. They was popular. We do these type of things and vote for people and think that things are supposed to be able to change from those type of things, and it's not that. So accountability when it comes to politics. So we big on political education. So this is the education aspect of politics that we really need to focus in on in our community. Like, we got too many people saying our vote don't count, this, that, and the third. I have an understanding of it. Like,
people don't understand the system.
Take the people out of the position and study the position. So we do those things. Like, what is the mayor's responsibility and role? What's the role and responsibility of city council? What's the role and responsibility of the clerks, and so on and so on and so on, so that you have an understanding of what they're accountable for, so that you can hold them accountable. And then, being able to have a voice collectively is extremely important. There's no reason that, Detroit is one of the blackest cities in America, and then we don't have more of a Black power structure when it comes to politics. And I'm not just talking about faces, because it's people that look like us that don't do right. I'm talking about accountability when it comes to people serving us, because politicians supposed to serve the people. So supposed to. So, but that's on us as a community. We can't point no fingers if we're not organizing and doing things the right way.
So would you ever run for an office?
I'm never gonna say never, but that's just not my thing. Like, right now, I feel like in politics you got to play too much, and I don't like playing.
I don't either.
I don't like playing, and I don't like to bite my tongue or none of that. So I like to be a free man. So you can't be that when you playing a political game.
But we do still need to understand politics.
Absolutely.
Even though it is a game, because it is. And I know for me, because, I've been out here in these streets a minute, and I just remember being asked to run. And I went, no, I'm good. And I thought about for years running for the school board, because I'm really, big on education.
It would be good at the school board.
But let me tell you why I wouldn't. I wouldn't because, one, they would expect me to come to meetings.
Yeah.
They would expect me to show up and sit at this table for hours. And oh my God, that would just drive me crazy.
Yeah.
I just like my freedom. I like how I'm able to move. And so I had put my name in the race at one time. And then I said, no, that's okay. That's okay. So no, I don't think I would want to do politics.
We do need good politicians, though. We need good people who, really want to be in that field. You know what I mean? And really have an understanding of what politics is, and have an even more understanding when you're a politician in a predominantly black city. What is your responsibility of growth for black people in a black city? It's cool to be Detroit, everyone, you seen the Lions. Not everybody's Detroit. No, it's a real Detroit, and it's real people that's been here through some very, very hard times, some bad times. It's been people that's been displaced. They about to work on Black Bottom Paradise Valley. They about to do this huge construction over there. I'm definitely going to have a conversation with whoever is in charge of that, to make sure that ownership is displaced the right way. People who family members had businesses there, or who's a direct descendant of that, should have a certain type of stake in those things too as well. So it's just, we have a big role and responsibility, as being black people and helping our growth and progression, because we're not so far removed from a different time and a different space,
and not too far from us being returned there.
That's right.
Because the fact that the voting rights are still up for discussion, that there could become a time that you don't have that right anymore. Because they have the right to say we're overturning that, just like Roe versus Wade. For years and years and years, that was the thing. And so now they have overturned that. Yeah. And so I believe that it's systematically, we're going back. And that we have to say something and then do something. So I know for me, I have family members that would say, oh, I don't vote. Why?
Yeah.
Why don't you vote? My vote don't matter. Well, no, your vote don't matter because it's not in the pool.
Yeah. It's the education behind it. I mean, I used to be one of those people. I'm not going to sit up here and act like, I wasn't one of those people. But I did not understand the political landscape. I didn't understand how politics work. I didn't understand how politics directly affect me and my people and my community. But once you have that understanding, it's up to you to grow and educate other people.
So what was it that got you to the point that you even were open to the education?
Political education and just being educated. Well, in doing this work. So,
okay.
When you do this type of work, it's political. It is very political, and the things that you do and the way that you move, and you understand the political layout. Then, for us, it was just seeing so many different resources and seeing so much, so many things go to the hands of other people. And it's just like, people getting these resources and these breaks and doing this and doing that. What's up with that? Well, they voted on this down at City Hall. This is how that happened.
And were you even there?
No. And then were we even knowledgeable of what was going on?
Exactly.
No again. So it's just like, we do these things to kind of leave people, where they want them to be. That's why they don't spend, millions upon millions and billions of dollars go into, politics, but how much money go into the education of politics, none, if any, to educate people on what we're supposed to do. So that's how they keep us blind. And
they keep us entertained.
Entertained is one big thing. I really hate that. I really hate the fact that, these politicians know how to go and get the popular people and, they put their name with this person or that person and, because the pandering for votes like that.
That's how they're going to get votes, because if they have the popular person with them, people think, oh, she fly, he fly, because he's hanging with Big Sean. Well, Big Sean does do things in the community. He has brought some money back. He has created studios and things for our people to benefit from in the hood. But then they still are just looking at the fact that he's a rapper.
Yeah, I mean, once again, why would I not run for no office? Because I wouldn't be doing none of that. If I hear you. I don't be seeing these people that you talking about. I work in the city every single day, and the people that you talking about, you name it, I don't see these people. And it's just like, if these are the people, these are your go-to people to get votes, it's just, what does that really say for the growth of our communities in such a time where everything has to be balled up in celebrity?
Yeah, everything is really balled up in celebrity. But then once you get popularity equals a level of celebrity, because more people know you than you know them. So when you're moving out here in these streets, they'll say, "Hey, Zeke, hey," because people know you. And then what do you do with that? Because a lot of people don't know how to handle celebrity. They believe the hype. So if everybody telling you all that, some people can just kind of rest in that. Yes, I am. By the way, I am all that. Yes. But it's important to know what to do with it. So for me, I'm always thinking about how can I say something with the platform that I have that's going to be uplifting, inspiring, educational, and not just about me.
Yeah. And for us, it's just like being able to be visible, being able to be touched. Like, I get a lot of love and, throughout the community, and so do, my organization, man. People love us. They respect us. They know that we stand on business. People don't have to agree with everything that we do, but it's no way that you can watch us for over 10 years and say that these people have not put their heart and soul, into the community and to building better communities for our people. So, we do get that type of love and energy, but it's just, it's in that celebrity thing is one of those things is in you. If you was like a corny person or something like that before you got to a certain level, then it's going to shift you. You know what I mean? But if you confident in who you are, you was him before that, you know what I mean? And that's not for nobody else to say. Nobody else can say you that person but you. So if you walk in confidence in yourself and things of that, none of that can never bother you if that's the case. And I feel like that's with celebrity, it's a lot of people that's kind of goofies that,
You say goofies. The goofies.
A lot of people that's goofies that get a certain level of fame and success, and, they let that go through their head. But if you confident in yourself and you've been that before anything, then, those are the people that you'll see, strive and take those things with grace.
So what are some of the big plans you have on tap for 2024?
Well, this is our 10th year of organizing. So this is a big year for us, nobody expected us to be. I mean, when I say nobody, I mean, you cannot tell me that you seen us in the first 2-3 years of organizing and said, these people are going to be around.
They're going to have a long stay.
Yeah, nobody counted us in on that. So, for us to be here and be such a pivotal part of, building and growing the city, and not just here in Detroit, but just working all over the country, and just being so proactive on our approach to community organization and engagement and outreach, which we specialize in. That's just, it's a big deal for us. So we doing a lot of different things. One thing that we do have coming up, we have the Black Print exhibit that we're doing over at our building. And it's just really going to help a lot of people in the city of Detroit to get a better understanding of our organization, things that we've been able to accomplish in 10 years, and just our road. It's been a bumpy road, a roller coaster of a road, and it's a lot that a lot of people don't know about our organization, a lot. But we're hosting our own exhibit, so we're not waiting for.
I love it.
Yeah, we're not waiting for.
I love it that you're not waiting for somebody to come to you and request that you come to their space and do it. I got a space.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do at my space.
Yeah, so we're not waiting for like the Charles Wright Museum or none of these. I done seen museums highlight people doing things in the community, and we not like, well, why they not highlighting us and nothing. No, I believe in going to the floors yourself. We not waiting for nobody.
Oh my God, I so love that. I really appreciate that, and I want people that's listening to really horn in on that, because sometimes you'll look at what others have going on and you get into this space of comparing. You comparing yourself to others. Like, well, I'm doing stuff. Why can't I do it? And, well, Let me tell you, God got me together on that.
Right.
He got me together. And he got me together when I had a girlfriend who is a psychologist as well. And she was being interviewed on everything. I mean, she was just on every channel. She was back when the MSU shooting happened. And people weren't calling me. And so I really was feeling some kind of way. I was like, well, maybe my voice isn't important anymore. Nah. And no one's thinking about me anymore. And while I was having my pity party, God whispered in my ear and said, ma'am, you shine every week. Allow your sister an opportunity to shine. Yeah. And so he then told me to look in the sky. He says, do you ever see a star knocking another star out the way? No, they are set in their position, shining.
That's right.
I got it then. I was like, so I called her, I uplifted her, and I've told that story to her in her face. But it helped me to understand that what's for me is for me.
Yeah.
And what I have to do in my position is my position.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that's huge for us as people. You know, I feel like it's only natural sometimes that people, you know, look around at people and be like, well, dang, you know what I mean? But you do have to live in that light. You got to understand what's for you is what for you. Always congratulate people. You know, I'm big on that. I see, you know, just because we not sitting up and getting accolades here or there, you know, when I see my people doing it, we always show love and gratitude. And congratulate people. You know, that's what you got to do. I feel like one of the things for us, like when we first started, you know, everybody looked at us as a certain level of competition because there was it wasn't a younger side of activism in the city of Detroit or motion or movement or anything. It was like all older folks and, you know, speaking, and it was just like, no, man, we got a voice too. And it's something else that's brewing. It's another Detroit that's being born. And voices that need to be heard too as well. But I feel like a lot of people play us like that. Me personally, you know, people, you know, will look and be like, well, you know, I'm doing this. I ain't trying to hear what they doing or support what they doing just because they think that what we doing is going to block their shine. So,
But no, when you get a cluster of stars, that's what makes a night full of brilliance.
That's right.
It's full of brilliance. So I love a whole bunch of people. I really do. I love a bunch of people. But I really, really support folk. I show up when I say I'm going to show up. When I say I'm coming, you can count on it. I'm coming because I believe it's important to show and not just come so you can be highlighted either.
Yeah.
Just show up with, you know, boots on the ground. Just what you need.
Yeah. So, yeah, we definitely, we big on that. So, but that exhibit is going to run through the 15th of February, and it's going to run through the 22nd. But we might extend it. Actually, we talking to our team. We might just run it through all March too as well, just to have people, you know, come through and get a better understanding. This is your opportunity. So all these people still harping on the church thing and all the rest of these things and have this perception.
Right. We need a new perception
of what we are. You know, it's been a lot of things. You know, we done had to shut down gas stations and liquor stores. And
I know.
It might not look, you know, the way, but I mean, they just put a gun to a kid's head. Like, where y'all at? I feel like, why isn't it more people that's not standing with us at this point?
Exactly.
And why are we being pointed out as demon people for standing up for the youth and standing up for our community? But that shows the level, you know, where we are as a community. You know, how we just sit back and just take. We just take and take stuff. You know, people, unless it's one of us doing something to each other, you know, we'll get up in arms or we don't like this person, but we let society and we let everybody else just run us over without any accountability. And then when somebody step up and say, well, we not going to let that happen, it's like, oh, my God, he just said something to Massa, you know? So, you know, they scared to stand next to us. So
yeah, I can't be affiliated with that.
Nah.
Well, I am absolutely excited about standing next to you. So I want to talk to you when we finish the show about me hosting a night at your place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, and I have all my friends coming.
Hey, come on. We got a nice spot, you know.
Oh no, we're gonna have them. We're gonna have them come because I know when I say come, they tend to come. They tend to come on. They tend to come on because we gonna hang out and I really, really appreciate that. That's great. So what else you got coming? I know you're going to do the homeless hotel again.
Yep, that's every Black Friday we do that. So that's big. We got our Hood to Hood programs.
What's Hood to Hood?
So Hood to Hood is one of the biggest community engagement programs in the country, not just here in Detroit. This was the first program that we've ever started as an organization, and it's simply outreach. And being able to engage with the community on a level to where we meet people where they are. So every summer, when we first started out, this is the first thing we decided to do as an organization. Let's get out in the community and hear from the community, right?
Okay.
So we didn't want to be one of those organizations who come in and got all the answers. And a lot of people do that. They'll sit up in these rooms, these board rooms, and say, well, we need to do this or we need to do that.
And ain't asking them nothing.
You don't know what these people want. So we did that. We went door to door. So we took game from the Jehovah's Witness. People like to laugh at them people, but look, don't nobody got a harder grind than them. Going to the doors and meeting people where they are, whether people want to not answer the door or not. That ground game is extremely important, meeting people where they are. And for us to be able to do this this year, when we start the program, this will be our 109th community that we've been able to do just here in Detroit.
Wow.
So, that's a big thing for us. I don't know nobody who's hit over 100 neighborhoods in a community nowhere in the country. So for us to be able to do that here in the city of Detroit, it's really, really big. But it's like a mobile block party. So now it's grown, so much. We have so many resources that we bring directly to the doorsteps of people. We get all them little secret resources that they, harbor downtown and all these different places that people don't know about, and we hunt. There go the resources directly to the doorsteps, Then we do our Toys in the Hood event that's kind of merged with that. So recreational toys, we big on that. Basketballs, footballs, jump ropes, hula hoops, all these different things. We fill up a U-Haul and we pass the toys out all summer long as we going through the community. So we see kids out there with the basketball room. We gonna take time out. We gonna shoot some hoops and throw the football, and the sisters, going back and forth with the girls on the jump rope. So it's
double dutching.
There we go. Yep. And then we got the DJ that's in the back of in another U-Haul. So we got live music coming.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's the biggest. It's lit.
I love it.
It's nothing like it in the country.
So you do that in several different neighborhoods.
Yeah, we do that. We just move around the city, and we do that here. But in order for chapters to be involved, this is the first program that chapters have to complete.
I love it.
You got to be able to complete engagement and outreach. If you don't know how to engage, and if your outreach game is not strong, you can't consider yourself an organizer in my eyes. So you have to have a strong ground game, and you have to be able to get out and touch the people.
I absolutely love it. So we got the Hood to Hood. Do you still teach self-defense?
Yep. So we got the self-defense classes. We got mental health classes. We got conflict resolution. We got political education. The sisters in the org, they do some great things, with the young queens. We do the mentorings with the young kings. We got our food program. We've been able to feed over 600,000 families in the city of Detroit.
Wow.
And a lot of that was out of our own pocket. Literally, people haven't been wanting to start donating to us since, the past couple of years. People been like, okay, well, let me get to this group now. But we had to thug it, our whole time. We had to figure it out. These little $5 that somebody donated here, $10, $20, we rubbing nickels together to make sure we're able to feed the community and do what we need to do. So a lot of that feeding through our food program was self-funded. So, we got that program. We got so many different Buy Black tours where we go and we support different Black businesses throughout the community. We've been able to help Black businesses tremendously by pulling up, deep to their restaurant or their spot and, giving them spotlight, helping them with promotion and all of those different things. So we do a lot. We got 16 different programs, so I'm sure it's about another 8 that I'm forgetting about right now. But,
wow. That's awesome.
I appreciate that. We work hard. Big shout out to my team.
Your team is fire.
Yeah. Big shout out to my team, the kings and the queens of New Era Detroit and New Era Nation, the brothers and sisters that's working hard all across the country. We got some of the, like I said, this is like the boot camp of community organizing. If you can be a part of this organization, you one of them people for real, because you know we work and we work hard. So people that can't do it, they're gonna fall off. We done seen a lot of people fall off throughout the years, but we work, we press, we work. Either you keep up, or you know you're gonna get left behind. So that's how we move.
So I'm gonna switch gears for a minute. I'm gonna go and find out some personal stuff. So what do you do for fun? Because you're working a lot, sir.
Yeah.
You're working a lot.
I do work a lot.
You work a lot.
Yeah.
And that I don't see. I'm looking for the work-life balance. I'm looking for it.
Yeah. No, I always make sure. But my work is fun to me. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
I hear that all the time because I say that.
Yeah.
I say that.
Yeah.
So I know. But it's still not work-life balance. I'm just saying.
No, it is. It's not. So I do a lot of, you know, I move around. Like when I go to other cities and stuff, that's like fun to me. Like when I'm working in the community with other people, I'm spending time with my family, or you know, we going out. I got my guys, we going out, and or whatever, you know, whatever the case may be. I like my alone time. That's another thing. I like to be, you know, when I got minutes to myself, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? So, but I'm entertained in life. Like I'm just, you know, I don't have to search far for happiness, you know what I mean? Because it's really within for me.
It is. That is so good. You're going back to what I talked about today.
That's right. I told you, I watched you now.
Self-love. Mm-hmm. When you have self-love, you know your worth.
That's right.
That's good. So, because you got a wife, so I am real big on keeping the home fires burning.
That's right.
And so, do you do date night?
We got to, and then the thing about her too is, you know, we both work so hard. Like, so we both are part of the same crazy system. But yeah, life is all about balance. Like once you conquer the balance of life, then you do it, because so many people, they'll put so much in one basket and then other baskets won't be fulfilled. Empty. So you gotta just be able to do a little here, a little there, and a little there, and just find a good rotation that fit and that works. So it's just, you know, and it's a working process, you know, every year, you know, you gotta be able to switch it up.
So have you all as an organization done something that helps with couples?
Yeah, we do. We used to do, before the pandemic, we was doing like couple retreats and things like that. So, you know, just helping like kind of to build the black family up a bit more, and, you know, focus in on those things. So we looking to get back at doing some of those things. But, we know you one of them ones now.
When I tell you, I have created a piece called Essential Love Styles. And Essential Love Styles is a personality assessment model. And the way that you take the test is a coloring test.
Okay.
And I love it because it's tactical. You get to touch and, you know, so I have two angels on a piece of paper, a female and a male. And then for those who are in same sex, I don't judge. If you got two males, that's y'all. Females, that's y'all. But you answer the questions and then you color the body part, the color of your answer. And once you finish your couple, you can hold your couple up. I can tell you about your relationship.
Oh, wow.
I ain't never seen you. And when I've done it, I've had men. I remember a man said to me, "My wife had to tell you that." Sir, I don't know your wife. And she kept saying, "He say those exact same words." But it's so much fun. Educational, because what I know about couples is that opposites attract, and so the things that one person is really strong in, generally the other person not so much. And so when you bring those things together, you understand that now you have a perfect whole. Because where I'm lacking, that's where you strong,
right?
And where I'm strong, that's where you lack it. So when we come together, we have everything we need to navigate this thing as a community, as a family. And so when you find your person, I always say when you find your person, it allows you to really show up and be 100% who you are, because you have somebody that supports that, and vice versa.
Let's work on putting that together. I think, you know, I would love to do a partnership, you know, with the organization, and we can host an event like that.
I would love it. It's so much fun. I love it. It's so much fun. Oh, thank you. I love it. It's so much fun. So you say you have a son. How old is your son?
6.
Oh, you got little bitty children.
Yeah, my son, he a trip too. He gonna be something special. He's like,
He said he
if
a
he
trip.
walked in here right now, he would light this room all
I
the
love
way
it.
up. Yeah, good kid. He got a lot of life in him. So I'm just, interested to see like how he, take that and develop that. But I keep him grounded. He in the community he been in the community since he been
here. Since he
so
been here.
He doing the hood to hoods. When it come around the holiday times and all that, he know that we doing stuff for other people, and he just, he growing into that. Like, he don't ask for toys for Christmas or none of that. He like, we about to go get him some stuff, So I like that about him. So we reward him because of that. But that's just we need to raise kids in this era of perspective and really having an understanding of life and what life means, and not so much of this everything is fashion or just image and
yes.
We just doing the words. People putting all these big chains and all of this stuff. You telling your kids to go wear all these name brands and fashion. They don't even know who they are or what they. They can't even spell the stuff that they wearing
or what they stand for.
That's just the end all to be all. Money is not it. My favorite person in the world is Bob Marley. When he was doing the interview and the guy asked him, like, are you rich? Like, are you a rich person? Like, and he's like, what do you consider riches? And he like, you got nice cars, you got money and stuff. He said, I don't got those type of riches. My riches is life, and just having an understanding of, what even we talk about wealth building, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody, generational wealth, that's a mindset. It's not so much about currency. It's about the mindset, We can't just put everything in perspective of dollars and cents,
right,
or we missing the mark. And I feel like we're doing a lot of that now, so we really need to check ourselves as a community and start to work on some of the principles, the codes, respect, honor, morals, ethics, and things like that really
That's
mean
so
things.
good.
Yeah.
That's so good. And I think that, we really don't do a holistic approach about just what it means to be a person.
Yeah.
I'm more than my money. For women, I'm more than my body. I'm more than my lashes. I'm more than, all that. Now, don't get me wrong. I do try to look cute. I put a little effort in. Because the lighting, when I'm on TV, the lighting has to be able to hit all this melanin. I'm just saying. But I also know that it was a time that I did not like being dark-skinned because being dark-skinned wasn't in. It was all about light skin.
Yeah.
And so I didn't like being dark-skinned. But, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
When I began to embrace all this chocolate over here, I tell men, you can't handle all this chocolate. I'll put you in a diabetic coma. What?
Hey, now.
But to me, it's full circle. I know that I represent, when I show up, for some little dark-skinned girl.
That's right.
That this is possible.
That's right.
When some little dark-skinned girl see me on TV, that's a big darn deal.
Yeah.
And I want to make sure that I am looking good, that I'm speaking good, and that I am good.
That's right.
I really do. And so I know that, God has given me a platform, not just for me. It's bigger than me. It just is. So even when I start thinking about what I'm going to talk about, I really consult. I go, okay, God, what's going to be good? What's going to be good? And so, like, this month is the month of love.
Yeah.
So every week this month, I'm going to talk about some element or facet of love. So today was self-love.
Yeah, it's big.
Next week is romantic love, because it's Valentine's week next week. Okay. And then I'm going to do brotherly love and love for our community. And then the last week, I'm going to do love for what we do.
Yeah.
Because too often people will show up and do something just to do it, just to get a check. But it's not what they love.
Yeah.
So we need it to match. And I really believe that you are an example for so many. And I know that the best way to learn a social or behavioral skill is by modeling. And so you are an incredible model. to our community.
I appreciate that.
Oh, no, I mean it. And I absolutely adore you. Tell people where they can find you.
New Era Detroit on everything. If you're trying to get in contact with us, you can email us at volunteer@neweraworld.work. Yes, .work. We the only people in the world that I know utilize .work, but it is a thing.
It is a thing.
It's a thing. Yep. Or you can give us a call. Our office hours, is Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you can give us a call at 313-466-4377 too as well.
I want to thank you, and I do have an announcement that I want to make at the end of this show. I have finally decided on what I'm going to call my community of followers, people who follow me, because my nickname in college was Breezy. Mm-hmm. So these are going to be my Breezy. You are a part of my Breezy! Because we cool like that. I'll see you next week, and as you're navigating this week, I want you to make sure that you say something positive to yourself about yourself. See you next week.